Hi everybody, it's David Foster coming live from Premier Orlando, the BarberEVO booth. I'm so excited, I'm marking out here. We've got the one and only Pat Regan. How are you, sir?
I'm great, thanks for having me.
Cover star, BarberEVO cover star, one of my favorite covers. What have you been doing this weekend at Premier Orlando?
So I'm here with BaBylissPRO. We have the big stage right up front.
You can't miss it.
No, you can't miss it. It's unbelievable, especially to see where we came from. You know, when I started 7 years ago, and now I see the stage that we have now compared to what we had. It's something you can't.
It's a glow up, isn't it?
We had a little stage smaller than this area right here
Yeah.
when I first started. So now to see the big stage that we have, all the countless collection of items that you could choose from, it's really unbelievable.
You know, Babyliss have really been innovating like
Yeah.
crazy, like non-stop problem solving. And I think that's the big thing, that whenever we have these discussions, it's like finding something in the industry that can be bettered. What products in particular in like the last couple of years that they brought out have you been like, because you'll get to see them before they go live.
Yeah.
So what ones are you like, whoa, game changer?
It's cool because there's a few different things. Like with the FX Lithium 673, that was one of our best sellers. They knew that the industry loved that clipper, so we remade it and made it even better. You know? The new innovation where we got the Snap FX, which is good for me because I travel. I don't have to. I could just bring a bunch of batteries, you know, and I don't have to charge anything. We have a new foil shaver. The UV, it kind of cleans it. You know, it has a UV
It's
light.
next level, isn't it?
Yeah, it kills 99% of germs, which is because that's the dirtiest thing is the foil shaver.
Orlando Premier. Why is it so important to show up at this show in particular?
This is my favorite show, and like, you know, not necessarily the barber, but just all around, because it's just the biggest. Like it's like it's just everyone comes to the show from stylists to barbers. It's just a really good atmosphere, and it feels like everyone's here to really make themselves better. When I first came in, it was like we didn't get as much respect.
Yeah.
And now, like, the stylists think we're the cool ones.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
yeah.
These hairstylists want to learn how to cut men's hair now.
Yeah.
It's growing, you know.
But that's because of guys like you. That's the impact that guys like you have had in the last several years. So I love that point. I think that's actually one of the best things I've heard all weekend. So genuinely, thank you for that. What's your calendar looking like, event-wise or with Babyliss or whatever?
I have a few events this summer coming up. This is my off season because, you know, football. It's the football off season.
It's coming next, I promise.
A lot of the guys live in Miami, so I do a lot of house cuts. They train in Miami, but I don't have to travel as much, so I'm going to go up and see family in Philadelphia.
Okay, now we're going to go straight into it, deep dive. So originally a Philadelphia guy.
Yes.
So he's an Eagles man, right?
Yeah, you see the Eagle.
You can see the logo on there, yeah, absolutely. Fly, Eagles, fly, right? So what does Pat Regan do when his team, the Eagles, are up against his client and best friend's team, the Kansas City Chiefs, in the Super Bowl?
I always wonder, like, if someone I cut would face the Eagles in the Super Bowl, like, what would I do, you know? I always wondered that, and then this past year, it actually happened. And so happens to be, I become closer with Travis every year. You know, I fly to Kansas City every Friday. I stay at his house every Friday night. So we're really good friends. I drive in with him to games when I stay. It was kind of a win-win situation, you know. I didn't want to see the Eagles lose, but I didn't want to also see Travis, he's been nothing but amazing to me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see him lose either, you know. So I did wear an Eagles jersey to the game.
Yes.
I wore Travis's brother's jersey. So through barbering, I became such good friends with this massive superstar, and it's just like, I can't believe a pair of clippers brought me to this place. Like, I'm a huge football fan. Now I'm sitting in the first row of a Super Bowl watching the Eagles play. That's the thing, anyone can do it. Like, I never thought I'd be doing this. Like, you know my story. I was addicted to drugs 7 years ago, you know? And now I'm in this position of sitting in the first row at the Super Bowl. My first breakthrough, I just got my Instagram as I would take great pictures with the camera, get my Instagram as nice as possible, and start messaging these guys.
So actually, the stuff that people don't see, the hard work, the persistence, because again, a lot of people think or want it to happen immediately.
No, I mean, it took me years.
And that shit doesn't work like that, you know?
It was frustrating. I wanted to quit a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And then one day, someone messaged me back. His name's Darrelle Revis. He actually just went into the Hall of Fame.
So he played for the Patriots, the Jets, cornerback.
And I didn't have to message anyone after that. It was all word of mouth. He put me on to all his friends.
That's incredible, isn't
I
it?
was professional. I did a good haircut, that was my breakthrough. And it only takes one person. That's it. I used to be at this show 8 years ago, and no one knew who I was.
People need to understand the time and the effort, the persistence. It never happened overnight. But then once you had the opportunity, you sure as hell took it. How do you fit in your other clients? How do you fit in the trade shows and stuff?
I still got clients back in Florida. In Babyliss, usually the shows are Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
So I usually go to Kansas City Friday. Every other week I go to New Orleans Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Kansas City, and then Babyliss Saturdays.
Isn't it funny with Instagram? Everybody sees the end, like, you know, the cool haircuts, the VIP clients, but they don't see the travel. They don't see the delays in the airport.
Yeah. Oh, I've been through some of that.
They certainly don't see the turbulence. They don't see all that shit. Yeah.
I missed Christmas this year with my family because I was stuck in Chicago.
There you go.
So it's stuff like that. It's like, everyone sees the good part, but I miss Christmas because I went to go cut someone's hair.
How much time and effort do you put in to making sure all the little details stack up to an amazing experience?
I mean, for one, capes are incredibly important. Like a nice feel cape.
Yeah.
That's really important. I try and bring a new cape almost every time.
Okay.
I have Travis's own cape. He has a custom cape, so he only wears that one. But capes are important. Clippers, they notice the clippers. The crazy part is that these guys will notice the clippers that you're using, like the gold.
And they take interest in it, they're fascinated by it.
I've got them clippers for their own, so they can upkeep themselves.
Yeah.
So just like every little detail, it does make a difference. Like they actually notice that stuff. I used to bring my own chair when I cut their hair. Like I had a little chair I would bring. I would just make sure they were as comfortable as possible. It wasn't even being like super professional, like a suit and tie. Like it was more about making them feel comfortable, like talking when they wanted to talk, having the having a nice cape, nice clippers, being clean. It wasn't just being like, "Hey, sir, how you doing?" It wasn't about being like professional. It was making them feel comfortable.
Because they must be so fed up of they can't go to the shopping mall. They can't go to
It's the last thing they want to do is be annoyed.
They just want normal.
Yeah.
And that's how you're able to cultivate that friendship with the likes of Travis, because you're just being you.
Yeah.
And if you're authentic, they'll see that and they'll respond to that.
Yeah. I mean, even with Mark Ingram too. That's one I hang out with them all the time outside of cutting hair.
Be yourself. Be authentic to yourself. Don't go changing how you are or who you are because of your clients.
Yeah.
Either the clients will like you or they won't.
No, I didn't change one thing about myself.
Yeah.
I just acted myself every time I was around them.
I'm going to end this on a couple of fun questions. I've got some random questions in here. Given the fact that you've got these celeb clients, right? Apart from good capes and the Babyliss products and stuff, how do you create a personalized experience? How do you make sure that they are yeah, Pat's my guy, I'm not going to ever change? How do you make sure that they always want to work with you?
I've always remembered one thing about that person when they were last in the shop.
Is there a part of your job that gives you the ick?
The shaver's a big one, because that's actually a big one, because when you take the top off, all the little particles fall off.
Yeah.
That's definitely one. There's one, it only happens in once in a while, is you can smell the client's hair.
Yeah.
And then it gets on your hands.
Yeah.
And you could just smell them for the rest of the day. It's really weird.
Pat, we appreciate you. We love what you do. Genuinely, on a personal note, I love watching what he's up to. I love seeing what he's doing, and we're all so proud of what you continue to achieve. Where can people follow you?
Patty_cuts on Instagram.
This guy was a cover star. He's going to appear again.
I got a soft spot in my heart for BarberEVO. They gave me my first cover, so man, I'll always love them. And
there's plenty more where that comes from. So listen, Pat, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We appreciate
Awesome.
you, and we'll catch you real soon.
Thank you.